I had an inkling early on that my son had some type of developmental delay. He had a hard time putting words together in sentences and using them together, even doing things as simple as short commands. And so my doctor referred, this is during COVID, so my doctor referred me to early intervention, right, with the Department of Health. And that was a nice process for the beginning, until things opened up and he tested actually out of the program. So I think it was supposed to be a home visiting program, which we did virtually, so we did virtual visits, but he ended up testing out of the program because he tested a little higher in one category, and it kind of was frustrating. It's like, yeah, okay, he can name you colors, he can name your alphabets, you know, but socially it's hard, you know, especially during COVID, where I feel like these children who are like not as interactive with other kids their age, you know, it stunts them. I'm like, okay, well, I get why early intervention tested me out, but then it was more like so sorry, you don't qualify for our program anymore, bye. You know, and it's like, okay, where do I go from here? Right? It's not like, oh, here's other resources. Let's call Catholic Charities to see if there are other resources that you can qualify for, things like that. There was no handoff. And so I feel like for me as a parent, that just felt like, well, then why am I even trying to get my son in the system? Like in some kind of help. Because if I'm going to just be turned away, and it's like, basically they're like, bye, right? And I'm just like, okay, well, now what do I do? I actually started him in preschool. And of course, that is not cheap. Within the 2 short weeks, I'm like, wow, like, if I knew that was what I needed, like, I would have tried sooner. But then again, like, I don't qualify financially for a lot of things. And then COVID, right? To factor in COVID, I didn't trust sending him into in-person daycares and into those things, because I'm like, I don't understand, you know, I just don't trust, like, he's gonna come home with COVID. And now that it's it's easing up a little, I feel more comfortable now to send him into like a public place.